Alert Day info. Get up to the minute weather and traffic conditions when you get in your car. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Time now is 8:56. I'm Michelle McConaughey. It's a WRAL Weather Alert Day as we wait for the snow to arrive. Elizabeth Gardner shows us where it is right now.
Taking a look at dual Doppler 5000 radar, a band of snow from Danville back toward Greensboro, toward Charlotte, and then a little bit of light rain down to the south. All this is going to meet together and move on in and, of course, cause some real issues for us. You can see some of that snow in the western part of the state. We'll see a low developing and moving up the coast, and that will also energize the system, producing some heavier amounts closer to the coast. Right now, we range from 26 in South Hill to 37 in Fayetteville. Most of us are seeing temperatures close to freezing. And, of course, as we get through the morning, that potential for wintry weather just amps up. Ken?
All right. Don't have to be outside. Maybe stay home. Thanks for joining us here on this WRAL Weather Alert Day on our 9 o'clock hour of Fox 50. I'm Chris Levington.
I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, it's great to have you along here. Thanks for making us part of what is a disrupted routine, I would say, for a lot of folks here as we get our Wednesday started. Chris Michaels is over in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. We closing in as these trends start to work on actual seeing snow in our area here.
Exactly, yeah. So just want to bring you what's new this morning, and really what's we've been following over the course of the past several hours is that slower arrival of closer to midday. And then one of the other new developments is the possibility of a light snow band that comes in out of the west as we head into Thursday morning. Here's some of the fresh images that we're getting out of the high country. Boone just doing Boone things, and you notice that their main roads are actually okay. We certainly hope that's the case at the beginning of our snow with how warm things have been, but it does look as though conditions go downhill this afternoon and this evening. You'll notice that you've got the upper level energy producing the snow in the mountains, and then our area of low pressure that eventually is going to get its act together along the coast. So that's why we're not expecting things to develop until midday. Eventually what you'll see is radar kind of filling in as we get toward midday and heading into the afternoon. Let's talk road conditions. As you've heard Elizabeth say, you get to where you need to be by about midday, because after that point is when things start to go downhill and we start to see the snow, the sleet, the freezing rain across different parts of the area. Here's the latest snow map that we've provided for you. We first told you about it on the WRAL News app. Chance for 3 to 6 inches, basically from Rocky Mountain to Lewisburg to the north and east. That's going to be the sweet spot. Then 1 to 3 inches in this baby blue. As you go farther south, I think you see less snow, more sleet. And where you lack in snow, you unfortunately make up for it with some freezing rain. I'll step out of the way here so you can see that 1/4 of an inch is possible in parts of Cumberland, Sampson, and Wayne counties. Actually getting some of the newest hour-by-hour data in on Futurecast. That's coming your way in a little bit. Ken?
Yes, after this system moves through, it's going to be cold until Friday at least.
It is. I mean, it's winter, so it makes sense. Yeah. Although, you know, I like the concept of a warm February. That's not the case this week at all, Chris. I mean, yeah, we would like a warm up, but it's not coming for a while.
Yeah, and I think you really just have to wait until next Monday or Tuesday. Let's talk about what's new this morning on dual Doppler 5000. And you're starting to see the system get its act together. Keep in mind that these systems, it's a process, right? And we're kind of going through the middle of it right now. Maybe some splotches there of sleet and freezing rain that are trying to get going in parts of Johnston and Harnett County. You may have a few flurries in South Wake County around Fuquay. Having to overcome a little bit of dry air, as we first told you about yesterday. So that's one thing we're going to keep a close eye on. May not seem like it right now, but eventually as we get into the afternoon and evening, we'll be calling this storm significant. Not crippling. You're not going to go telling your grandkids about it years from now, but it is significant in the sense that we have those closings and delays and things of that nature, and parts of the area could see some outages. Now, I don't think that's going to be due to snow, just because the amounts aren't going to be extreme, but here's the latest snow map that we have. The dark blue is basically Rocky Mountain, Lewisburg to the north and east. That's where the most moisture is going to be, so it makes sense that you would see about 3 to 6 inches of snow. And then in that baby blue, we have 1 to 3. Now, keep in mind there's a range for a reason. Where you see sleet mixing in along the southern half of that, you're probably not going to have 3 inches of snow, right? Kind of makes sense. Farther south you go, the less snow and sleet that you see, but you unfortunately make up for it with some freezing rain, which is why we were just talking with Cumberland County, because you could see about 1/10 of an inch or more. And then parts of Sampson and Wayne counties, that's where there's the possibility for some power outages. So with that in mind, mind, let's go through some of the timing. Again, you kind of wake up in the morning, you expect to see it happening, and that really hasn't been the case in our forecast. Here's 11 o'clock, things starting to materialize a little bit more, and then as we go beyond midday into the afternoon, that's when we expect things to really get going. I do think Futurecast is a little too far north on the mix, but you do see the widespread precipitation that's moving through this afternoon. Evening commute is going to be really rough out there. And then as we go beyond 8 or 9 p.m., we'll reach a little bit of a lull in the action as our coastal system moves offshore. Then we see an upper level system coming in out of the west, and by tomorrow morning, that kicks up another round of light powdery snow. It's out of here, though, by the middle of the day. Whatever falls sticks, and it doesn't melt much tomorrow, especially if you get sleet. It's really difficult to melt that, but our cloud cover forecast, that's going to be pretty overcast at least until about 1 p.m. tomorrow, and you see how the temperatures respond to that will be about 32 to 38 across the board. And then you head toward Friday, hour by hour, the wind chill is going to be really low. So we're thankful that the outages don't look widespread, but hopefully for those of you that maybe do see them, you'll get that fixed before the real chill sets in heading into Friday morning. Beyond that, however, Chris was just talking about really want that warm February. Not happening over the next few days, but typical North Carolina weather that you get a winter storm one week and the next week, next Tuesday, you're looking at highs in the 60s.
And